what's going on with you and your person. Oh, right. Okay, one more. Okay, I feel that you are connected into someone today who wants to call you, wants to speak to you, but they can't. Okay, they're being silent, and I feel they're silent because they're not in a position to take any action. Okay, there's some form of movement that needs to happen. I don't just mean mental, emotional movement. I'm on about physical movement. Okay, somebody needs to be able to move. Okay, possibly relocate. There's something around where somebody is living at the moment, but they desperately want to speak to you. Okay, but that is one of the reasons. I feel that is probably one of the main reasons. Okay, they're feeling very restricted, a little bit trapped, possibly don't have everything they need to make a move. Okay, so let's have a look. Anyway, let's go a bit deeper. By the end of the reading, we will know what they're going to do. Okay, we'll find out exactly what their actions are going to be, whether they're not going to do anything or they're going to make some moves. So I'll just give these a shuffle. I'll take some more cards just while I'm doing this. I hope you're okay. Hope you're well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your comments. I do read all of them. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website. And check out the free relationship report. But the main thing is you're okay. All right. As long as you're doing well and looking after yourself. Okay, we have fake energy, a love triangle. Okay, I think we've probably nailed this. They're restricted, most definitely. It's a third party in this. And it's a love triangle card, so it is more than likely another love interest or companion or somebody else who's got a say. Or somebody else that could interfere, or somebody else your ex has to take into consideration, okay? But I feel that they're faking it. This is key. That fake card for me is they are faking their connection within this triangle they've got themselves into, okay? Yeah, let's just see what this one is. Yeah, wasting time, stuck, no changes, limited. Right, okay, so yeah, they're faking the love connection they're in. The triangle's not working out. And they feel like they're wasting their time. But you know, that's what it is, they're trapped. I thought that earlier. They're stuck, they're trapped. Nothing's changed. They're limited. Now, they could have limited resources, you know. It could be limited I don't think they can speak properly either. I think they've got limited resources. Okay, that could be money. They haven't got the money, or their money's tied up somewhere else, or they've got children, responsibilities. There's some responsibility that they can't just let go of because they've got themselves into it. They've made their bed, okay, and they're having to lie on it at the moment. However, they're very upset that they can't call you. Right. They'd love nothing more than to be able to just get on the phone, have a really good chat and meet up with you. That's what I'm hearing. Let's have a look at their environment. Yeah, they're trying to keep everything balanced at the moment, okay? They're trying not to upset the apple cart where they are for some reason. They don't want to upset this other person. They're tied to them. Okay, you will know. You will know how they're tied, but that tie is still active. I think that's what the message is for you, that they are tied in. They're trying to keep the peace. They're trying to maintain some balance, okay? But I think they'd like nothing more than their freedom, all right, from this. Yeah, because what's crossing it is the moon in their environment. So there's a lot of anxiety surrounding them. There's a lot of things that haven't come to light yet, but intuitively I think they feel it. I think what they do feel, I think what your ex is feeling, and this is why they can't call you, is that they have to break free from some orthodox sort of traditional views. Okay, they've got obstacles in their way. They don't know how to get around these obstacles, but within their energy they feel anxious, you know, they can't see the way forward. They dream about you, or you could be dreaming about them. One more for their environment, please. Right, okay, yeah, do you know, they flip. This is why this energy's come out today. They're flipping between, I can't do this because I can't see which way I'm going, and I don't have the full story. I'm not sure how I'm going to make this move. I don't know how I'm going to pack up literally and get out of this situation. But then there's another half of them that is like, you know what, I don't care if I haven't got a plan, I'm just going to do it, I'm just going to show up, I'm just going to make contact. They're dipping between the two. This is what's going on here. They know they've got to seize the day with you, all right, because they're running out of time. They're running out of time on an energetic level. Your energy is pulling back. You've got other things, other places. What's that saying? People to see and places to go. Okay, there's other things going on for you, or will be very shortly, is probably what I could be picking up on. But your person, your ex, knows they're you know, that sun timer, I'm just seeing that, and it's kind of dropping. They're about there now. They're about there, so they've only got about that much left. Okay, also within the environment they're in, they're trying to keep the peace with this third party, because I feel that third party energy is a little bit out of control for some reason. Okay, and I think the third party energy is quite a rude energy, a tactless energy, quite a hurtful energy, and your ex is having to keep the peace for whatever reason. All right, yeah, and also there is no stability. Bottom of the deck, the unknown, is the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So I've got there's other people involved in this, okay, but there's somebody who is lazy within their environment. I mean, it could have been them, but somebody who's lazy, somebody who isn't particularly stable, but there's a tie. Maybe it's a legal tie. Okay, one more for the environment, please. Yeah, your ex is also in the Seven of Cups, so they're looking around. They don't feel their emotional needs are being met where they are. Okay, so they're looking at other options. They're trying to pick and choose something better, but they are massively procrastinating. And I feel they're procrastinating and not calling you at the moment because they're in this very anxious, shady. The moon, if you get the moon in the outcome, you usually reread on it. You know, the moon is saying you're not meant to know everything at the moment. And sometimes you're not, okay? Sometimes you're not, and they don't know what to do. They're looking at this and this. They're absolutely absorbed in trying to work out how to get out of it. But on the other hand, they're faking it. They're faking the smiles, okay? Because I don't know if they're trying to protect something or someone here, but they're faking it. But they know it's a waste of time. So we'll get to the outcome in a little while. I just want to pull some messages from them. But even if the outcome that I'm pulling today is just nothing's happening at the moment, I feel it will eventually, whether you reconcile or not, this person will leave. Whether you have a reconciliation or not, this person will leave this situation they are in now. Possibly even to live on their own and do things their own way. And I'm hearing that's probably what they need, actually. Okay, that they jumped into this situation for whatever reason. It's not worked out. They've made a mess. They've got themselves caught up in a situation that's very difficult to get out of. And I feel they need time on their own. Okay, I really do feel, yeah, that they're also in death, but it's in the reverse. Inability to move out of it, dragged back into it, stagnant, nothing's changing. They know it needs to end, you know. Death in the reverse can be an equivalent of that card. You know, nothing changes. They've got to break free. They've got to work this out for themselves. Okay, one more please. It's just come out again. It's just come out again. Death in the reverse. Yeah. Resisting change. Someone's dependent on somebody within their environment. I'll say that much. Someone is dependent, whether it's children, whether it's money, whether one person, I don't know exactly, but someone's dependent. Yeah, but this ex of yours is keeping tabs on you with the Page of Swords, okay? Now, even if you're blocked, it doesn't matter. I always say this, you know, I'm the era where we had no phones, okay? We had no mobiles, we had no internet. I mean, we couldn't even imagine what we've got now back in like the 80s and 90s, not a prayer. But we always knew what people were doing, okay? They're watching you, they're keeping tabs on you, they're standing back, okay? They're not stalking in a weird way, but they are interested in what you're doing. All right, they've got to break free. This is what they've got to do, you know. Hierophant in reverse. They've got to let go of other people's opinions, beliefs. They've got to challenge traditions. You know, that they're conforming too much at the moment, and they're not happy. They're not happy. Let's have a few of these, then we'll have a look at the outcome for you. I stay awake thinking about you. Okay. I wish I could talk to you, share my good news with you. I pushed you away and couldn't let you get close to me. I'm going to clarify that. I want to see what the challenge was in your past before we get to the outcome. I want you. Yeah, they do. They do. I love you. Oh dear, dear, dear. They have made a mess, haven't they? Let's see. Let's just pick this one up. Push this here for a second. Let's get a tarot deck out. What was the blockage, please? What was blocking this connection? What was blocking it? Ego. Their ego. Absolute ego, but it's more than that. Your ex actually has very low self-esteem. They come across as brash, confident, maybe a player, you know, and they actually don't. That could be the fake as well, you know. They don't really have much self-esteem. They just pushed you away, you know. Yeah, they could be a fire sign. And also the blockage, the Ten of Pentacles. Now that is interesting, because the Ten of Pentacles and the negative can talk about someone being in a situation where they stay because family likes it, society thinks it's appropriate, or they don't want to leave children, but they've got a commitment in the physical, but they're not happy, okay? It can mean a family that is a little bit too, you know, come here, do this, do that, you know, that kind of energy. So the Ten of Pentacles as a blockage for me is that in this energy today. They could actually, with this card as well, because the Strength card came out, that's where I was getting the ego from, but as a challenge it's usually low self-esteem and can be a hot temper. They could be caring, because the Ten of Pentacles can represent older people, you know, the older members of the family. They could be caring, okay, but they have a commitment at the moment they can't walk away from, because they've got themselves into it, and now they've got to get themselves out of it, okay? They've got to get themselves out of it. So let's see what they're going to do. I just saw the Tower. We'll see. Let's see. Is this person, what's the outcome? Best possible outcome when you see this video, whenever it is. Best possible outcome, the Sun. They'll be back. They'll be back, okay. Now this doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have them back though, okay. This doesn't necessarily mean you'll have them back, but I feel with the Sun, yes, they're going to come in, they're going to open up. There is an element of children here as well. I just feel there's a commitment, okay. I just feel somebody has got one big ass commitment here. that they can't just break. But yeah, they will come back in. Okay. They're going to move away from the situation they're in. But I'm going to throw it out here because I feel that you might have moved on from this by the time they do come in. Because if you're going to look at the sun as a timing card, for me, you know, everyone's different, but for me, I always feel the sun is like Leo energy. Okay, I just do. And Leo energy, I believe, is about the 23rd of July, I think, to about the 23rd of August, there and thereabouts. Okay, so I feel it will be sort of around that time. But I feel for you, you have mentally moved on, or you will have mentally moved on. Okay, and I do feel for some of you watching this, because I can see the unknown, is you don't want that drama again. You don't want all of that. If you've been through where somebody just watched you fall, let's keep it simple, I don't feel you want that. Okay, I feel that you would help them out, that you would speak to them, but you've got your power back now. And when this ended, someone had more control than the other person, and I feel it was them. And I feel that you had to bite your tongue in the end to even get anything done. You found it hard to ask them for things or favours. Something that should have been, hey, can you help me? There was a lot of, I don't know, huffing and puffing. And I don't think you wouldn't reply. I just feel that you would help them. But you will be the one in control of how this goes, okay? And with that sun in the outcome, because you're the one getting the reading, whatever happens, you're going to be fine. You're going to be happy. The sun's a beautiful card. Even in a negative, it's still a lovely card. It's just slightly dampened for me. When it's in the excess, it can mean someone's sailing a bit too close to the wind and a bit over-optimistic. But I feel for you, this is positive, okay? And I do see you helping them, possibly even forming a friendship, because you've come out of all of that mess, you know, agendas. Other people had agendas. Maybe it was this family with the Ten of Pentacles, but you're done. I just feel you're done, okay? I feel you're done. But oh gosh, what's that? Hang on, it's flown off. What is it? Yeah, you want someone more mature. Yeah, you want someone more mature, okay? You want someone who's protective, someone who's relaxed to be around, someone who's stable, someone who brings peace and calm. You're protecting your peace, I'll leave it there. And I think for you this year, it is about doing what you want to do, finding your own way, stuff everyone else, you know, leave them to their own opinions, let them get on with their own lives, and you finding your own peace. In fact, I think you're just done with the drama, okay? And I think you'll get more into that energy over the next 3 to 4 weeks. If you feel a bit widgy-wodgy now, don't worry, there's a lot of things going on with the planets. And we've just come into fire horse energy as well. You're going to find your space this year, okay? So I'll leave it with you. I love you. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.